here to review the most talking movie of 2024, Nosferatu of Robert Eggers. Long-awaited adapted movie from the German movie of 1922 that is about the creepy Count Orlok, adapted for the Dracula book, but you know, Bram Stoker's wife didn't like it, as you know this story. It starts in 1938 in Germany, when the young Thomas goes to Romania, make sketchy businesses with Count Orlok to make more money to please his wife and for his family. Actually, he doesn't know that vampire has a strong bond with Ellen, done years ago, show in the beginning of the movie, where she was lost and alone by his presence, like a demon, like in those movies, but without the priest. Bill Skarsgård, who plays a vampire, Count Orlok, looks because of the strange mustache. Because they were expecting the original Nosferatu, bald, weird teeth, and everything. But as he wants to be more faithful to the book, that originally he has a strong mustache, and he got the design based and the Vlad for Romania itself. Still, his accent is very exaggerated, comical, if you want to know my opinion. Looks like the original Dracula book of Bram Stoker, except that it's in Germany and different character names as well, based on the original movie. Some people complain that it wasn't original, actually it was unoriginal, but it's more faithful to the source than the famous movie of Coppola done in the 90s. Back to the plot. Thomas goes to Romania. We can see the people superstition in that place and they speak the language, being very interesting from a foreigner point of view. And his dreams, they show the sacrifice of the maiden and everything related about how the people view of the myth of the vampire, just like he was talking in the book, and shows about the people in the village and how these people live in Transylvania. It's very interesting. Inside the castle, when they make the deal of the businesses, the evil one, he discovers Ellen is Thomas' wife. And then he buys a poor boy and chases the time, even when he escapes away several times. And Thomas just ran away, trying to escape from his terrible, his very terrible fate. Even though he tries to kill the vampire, he couldn't make that. So both escape. But the vampire, he goes to the ship to go to the land. Meanwhile, Llewellyn calls for his presence once again. Well, right now I'm going to talk about some spoilers of this movie, including the end. If you haven't watched the movie before, I recommend watching it first and come back later, or you can watch anyway by your risk. So right now is a time spoilers aboard. Our visits Ellen in her room, asking her to give herself to him, as she planned for his presence years ago. But she doesn't want him anymore in the name of the love of her husband, dear Thomas. But he denies that, and he gives her 3 nights to make her change her mind and give herself to him. Otherwise, bad things happen. But in a while, plague happening in the city with all the rats and everything that comes in the ship, and also the shadow of the vampire around the town. And Ella's best friend Anna and her daughters, they're slaughtered by the evil vampire one, taking all their blood. In the end, after their funeral, her husband, that is driving her insanity, became a vampire himself. He's there crying over the grave, when then he's slaughtered by the Thomas and his friend. The doctor and one, how can I say? The Willem Dafoe crazy version of Van Helsing. Third night, Ellie finally decides to give herself for the Orlok, because after all the terrible fates her loved ones, she decides she might be the savior, but she's a savior in a very particular way. At the end, he says, "We're together in spirit, I'll be together in flesh." She comes to him, dressed like a bride. She removes her clothes, and he's on. She lays down on the bed. He lays over her. And he bites, like most of his victims. I have to say that, in the middle of her chest, the whole night until the sunrise. She's there in ecstasy, and the vampire finally he dies like melting blood in the sun. And then Thomas with the other men come and see both dead on the bed, naked. His wife cheated on him with a vampire. The end. So, what do you guys think about this movie? I would give this movie a 7 because things are really good. Like some people said, the plot's not that slow because Dracula is very big book, don't you guys think? And also, it's a very interesting plot with good costumes, good photography, good direction, even though some acting exaggerating. But yes, I think the possession scenes are very cliche. And also, I didn't expect such X-rated scene in the end. Because, you know, it was supposed to be a copy of the Dracula book, right? Still, I think it's a very interesting movie. We haven't seen another Dracula movie for a while. And yes, I didn't expect that the end would be about cheating and such scene that we haven't seen like in the adult and entertainment industry, if you know what I'm talking about. So if you guys like my video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment about another horror movies for me to review. I would appreciate. So thank you, and have a wonderful night.